Okay, this is your Unit 3 test review, part 2, starting with two-column proof. We are given the following information and we're asked to prove that x is equal to 11. So let's begin. Remember, the first statement is always going to be your given. So let's copy this over. P is parallel to R. Measure of angle 4 equals 9x plus 11. Measure of angle 5 equals 12x minus 22. That's statement number 1. Reason number 1 is given. Okay, now we're supposed to work from this to x equals 11. So let's just go step by step. First of all, let's look at our picture here. We know that these lines are parallel, so I'm going to mark those up. Okay. To R. Okay. Now, R is 9x plus 11. Or angle 4, I'm sorry, 9x plus 11. So I'm going to put that here. This is going to help me set things up. And 12x minus 22 goes here. Okay, we've got parallel lines. These angles, which are a special kind of angle, they're alternate interior angles. And if the lines are parallel, we know that alternate interior angles are congruent. So we would put here for number 2, the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 5. And we can say that because they are alternate interior angles. Now, from there, we're just going to substitute what we know. So 9x plus 11 must equal 12x minus 22. The reason for that we can do that, is just substitution. Number 4. This is just algebra now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 9x from both sides. You might have a different first step. And that's going to be subtraction property. Of equality. 5. Now that we've subtracted that, we're going to substitute the answer. So those are gone. So I've got 11 equals 3x minus 22. And again, I just substituted the answer. Substituted. Shown the answer. I've got this. My next step is going to be to add 22 to both sides. 33, that would be 3x equals 33, that's step 7. Step 6, I added, so that's addition. And 7, I just substituted the answer, so that's substitution again. And now, to get to x, I'm going to have to divide both sides by 3. So that reason is division. And it's the properties of equality. Property of equality. And in 9, I'm going to substitute 11 equals x for the answer, and that's just substitution. So we got from the given to the answer in 9 steps. Through 15 use the given information. Okay. Let's see. Given point L has coordinates -8, 15, and point W has coordinates -8, -15. What is the slope of LW? Okay, slope. Remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this one is our first set of points. This is going to be x1, y1. And this will be x2, so y2 is negative 15, so here, negative 15. Subtract minus y1, which is 15, over x2, which is negative 8, minus negative 8. Okay, so we have negative 15 minus 15. Use your calculator. That gives you negative 30. Then we've got negative 8 minus negative 8, which is negative 8 plus 8. You've got two minuses, makes a plus. Negative 8 plus 8 equals 0. Now, you can try to put that in your calculator. Negative 3 over 0. And you will see negative 30, divided by 0. Enter. You get an error. If you get an error when you're trying to do that, your answer is going to be undefined. So a slope of a line parallel to this would also be undefined. Remember, undefined is going up and down, like that. 15 says, what is the slope of a line perpendicular to LW? Well, if it's perpendicular, it's going to be going this way, like so. And the slope of that line is 0. So that's how you do those. Just you need to remember the slope formula. 16, given L is parallel to M, find the value of x. Okay, so L is parallel to M. Find the value of x. Well, this does not match one of our types of angles that we learned about. So we're going to have to move something so it does line up. So I'm going to take this 118. I know that I can take this one and move it right up here, because those are corresponding angles. So that puts 118 up there. Now, these two angles here form what is known as a linear pair. And we know the linear pair is always going to add up to 180. So we're going to put 4x plus 8 plus 118 equals 180. And solve for x. First we're going to combine like terms. 4x plus 126 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 126 from both sides. So 4x equals 54 divided by 4. 54 divided by 4 equals 13.5. So x equals 13.5. Okay to get a decimal? Sure it is. If you don't have a place to put your answer, just go ahead and box it in or circle it, please. Okay. Next. Alright, 17 through 23. Which lines are parallel? Justify your answer. Okay. Let's look. You can mark this up on your drawing if you would, but I'm going to try not to, so I don't have to do a lot of erasing. The first one says 11 is congruent to 8. 11 is congruent to 8. Well, if those two lines are congruent, this is the transversal, and these are the lines. So 11 and 8 are congruent. Line A would be parallel to line B. You might want to do it this way first. 8 and 11 congruent, yes, because they are alternate interior angles. The lines would be the two lines which are A parallel to B. 18. 3 is congruent to 8. 3 is congruent to 8. You can see those are both on the same lines. They don't tell us about a third line, it's just two lines. So since there are only two lines, there is no rule that tells us those are parallel, so no lines are parallel. 19, 11 is congruent to 3. Here's 3, here's 11. They're on this transversal. We're talking about these two lines. 3 is congruent to 11. We know that those are in the same position or corresponding, so that's our answer, corresponding. Abbreviate it CORR. And again, here's our transversal. The two lines we're talking about are A and B, are parallel. Number 20. 3 is congruent to 16. 3 is up here. 16 is down here. Here's the transversal. Those are alternate exterior angles. If they're congruent, then again, these two lines are parallel. So alternate exterior angles is justifying. And again, A parallel to B. 21. 15 is congruent to 10. This time we're talking about these two angles here. This is a transversal, and these are our two lines, C and D. 15 and 10 are congruent. Those are inside the two lines, alternate sides, so alternate interior angles. Interior angles. They're congruent, therefore these two lines are parallel this time. C is parallel to D. 22. 14 plus 15 equals 180. Here's 14. Here's 15. They add up to 180. We know that those angles are consecutive interior between C and D on the same side of B. So that does prove that C and D are parallel, and they're consecutive interior angles. So CIA equals 180. Two lines we're talking about are C and D. And the last one, 2 is congruent to 13. Those are alternate exterior angles, and they are congruent. Here's our transversal, and here's our two lines, A and B. So this is alternate exterior angles. And the two lines we're talking about this time are A and B. If it helps you when you're doing these problems, what you might want to do is, when you have this, go ahead and identify the transversal you're talking about. 2 and 13 are both on this transversal. Therefore, the two lines we would be talking about are A and B. It's very important to be able to do that.